Hi guys, welcome back to the channel in Thailand with Toon and Lee, and today is Bamboo Day. We're going to do quite a few bits and bobs. Just a quick one for you. I'm sporting some cutting edge, state-of-the-art bamboo fashion today. The reason being there's loads of mozzies in there. It's full on rainy season now just about, so it's quite moist in there and there'll be plumes of them. So we've covered up, it's going to be a bit sweaty. I've also got my wellies on and my trusty crusty Everlast socks. Right there, I'm just going to show you my minging wheelbarrow. There she is. Thank God for you, we haven't got smelly vision. This is all quail and chicken poo, and we're going to be taking cuttings today and fertilising the bamboo at the same time. So I've got my saw and my chopper. Toon's already set off with her hatchet and the bucket of water for us, and I've got to push this wheelbarrow full of minging rubby dubby. Okay, it's maximum bamboo effort today. We're trying to become more streamlined on the farm, so we're going to be cutting out any bamboo shoots that are in the wrong place. We've already started doing that. Taking cuttings, like I've said, stripping those down, bringing them back to put in hormone, and then feeding a few trees while we're there. Well, it's actually grass, isn't it? It's not a tree. Right then, one other thing as well, I'm going to put a measuring stick next to a new bamboo shoot, and then we'll keep going back every few days and monitor the growth. What are you doing, Flop? Useless shite, that boy. Right, let's get busy. Here we are then. So the battery's just run out on the gimbal. So that doesn't happen to good vloggers, but hey ho, we'll carry on. Toon's starting off with the hatchet, or the scythe rather. She's going to clear around the base of the bamboos. It hasn't been decided, well it sort of has, without talking about it. I'll be doing the poo. Unless you want to do the poo, Toon? Didn't think so. So Toon will be taking the cuttings and clearing around the base. I'll be putting the poo there. We're going to take out any heads that are growing in the wrong place, and we've already took about 4 out, and then we'll put the marker in so we can monitor how quick they're growing. We'll also check all the plants, make sure no one's been nicking them. Last bucket of poo to go. I know I've been accused of stirring the shit in the past, but I really am spreading shit this time. We've got 2 lines done. This is the start of the 3rd line. We've got about 12 lines.
2 line and 2 boost.
So we need a lot more poo and a lot more cutting. Don't be worried about putting loads on. Bamboo is a great scavenger. It'll soon eat all this up. It's a very, very hungry plant.
The hungry shit.
Hungry shit. Done. All done for the poo? Minky! Even the GoPro smells of poo now. I get flashbacks when I was at school. You know, every school in the world, in every single school year, there was always that one kid that smelled a poo. I'm that kid now. I absolutely stink. Back in the UK in our year, it was the girls who were very, very cruel. We called her Smelly Wendy, but she used to smell a poo all the time. The young plants are doing well now, really picking up. There was a girl in our school year. Always smelled a poo. No one wanted to sit next to her. My girlfriend? No. I didn't have time for girlfriends back then. Okay, so we've sorted out the gimbal and it's fully recharged, and we've also deleted everything off the SD card, so we're good to go again. Toon's back at the house now. I've just come back down. The main heat of the day's gone. It got too hot. We got quite a bit done. We've got about 30 trees trimmed back and loads of crap put on them. We'll get in down here. For you guys that have been watching our series playlist on growing this giant Taiwan bamboo, you'll probably appreciate the progress that it's been making. And just going this bit, you can see how it's been getting on. To say that the vegetation is lush and getting denser by the day is a bit of an understatement. It's been going crazy. It's well, it doesn't look that crazy at the moment because Toon's finished up here. We'll go through the next bit. That'll give you a bit more of an idea of what it's like. So the reason you need to chop it down, this Taiwan bamboo, it can be used for building, but a lot of it ends up like this. Well, not a lot of it, but a fair bit. I would say one of about every 7 or 8 ones that we planted, you get a branch like that. So these are perfect for taking the cuttings off. And as this gets older, you'll actually see the roots starting to protrude on here. As soon as they touch soil, they take hold. That's why this particular variety of bamboo is so easy to take cuttings from. And it's just going crazy, which we thought it would, but to see it, it's really exciting for us. Very, very much so. Right, let's show you Toon's handiwork with the scythe. If you look at this particular bush, which hasn't been touched by Toon yet, you'll see that there's a hell of a lot of vegetation down the bottom part, and it's all this thin stuff which you don't want. You want the big stuff that's coming straight out from the floor. Okay, so you can see a new one coming up there. So all this and the lower branches ideally should be stripped off. It will still grow if you leave them, but what it will do is put the energy back into here. What I mean by that is it can concentrate on forming the root base rather than sending out these silly little bits here. The problem being though, when you start cutting these off, it will promote new growth there, so it is a constant thing. But once the big stuff gets going, it's pretty rapid. So here's one that Toon's cleaned up, and look at the difference there. Brilliant stuff. Excellent. So I brought me little hand shears back down with me, and I'm a bit pernickety. I'll be cutting all little bits off like that, but you don't have to. That's just me being a bit daft, but I like to do that sort of thing. Here you see these are left quite long. They're quite dangerous as well. When I was putting the shit around the bottom of the plants, these can go in your eye very, very easily, so I like to have them cut back quite a lot. Right, let's get over here. Look at that, perfect eating size that is. What's that, about 2 foot? Not particularly fat, but it's growing in a perfect place for us. Nice bit of room between the next one. You can just see another new one coming up there and another one coming up there. So, excellent. Just so I don't forget, I missed one of these earlier. So we can take some cuttings off that. Put that to one side near my bucket. And then I won't forget that. Well, I might do and forget my bucket. Terrible memory these days. These really should be taken out. But good. Really, really good. And with this weather, with plenty of rain, all this will just get washed into the soil, and the roots are very efficient at sucking up all the nutrients from the crap. We've always just so happy that it's nice to be able to see everywhere and get through everywhere, but you've still got this canopy which is getting thicker and thicker by the day. And also now you can start to see the leaves dropping. And a lot of bamboo farms don't actually feed their bamboo at all. They just make sure that there's enough water, and then this just rot down, form a bit of a mulch. But if you've got plenty of crap from your poultry on your farm, crazy not to utilise it. But you can see this stuff. Look at the roots, just it's so eager to grow this stuff, which is great. But you've got to be sure that you want to grow this stuff, guys, because once it's in, if you want to take this out, it's a macro. It'll have to be dug out by a big digger once those roots get established. Beauty. Right, I just want to show you probably the jewel in our bamboo crown, the one that I'm probably most happy with. And it's not that one with two massive new shoots there. It's this one, and it's just not so much the size of the growth, but the way it's nicely balanced. It's nicely spread out. It's not cramping each other. So you've got a nice bit of gap between each bit that's coming up. I mean, if you look at this size here, give you an idea. Look. And I'm not joking, down to probably there, you can eat all of that. There's a lot of people knock bamboo, saying it's like eating plywood and stuff like that. But this Taiwan bamboo, I know I keep on harping on about it, but if you're going to grow bamboo for eating, you can't beat this, in my opinion. You might be able to beat it slightly with different tastes of other varieties, but this still tastes really good. But you just don't get any fibres in your teeth. And you can eat just so much of it, and again all year round. So as it gets bigger, these two would be an issue. One of these will be coming out, they're touching each other, so you don't really want that. So ideally you'd take this one out and leave this one as it's further away from the main rootstock. But it's easy, it's really easy. It's got to be easy if me and Toon are doing it. The only thing is, I'd say when you start growing them, it is a little bit, you do get a little bit despondent, because all you get is a couple of little new leaves for ages, nothing really going on. So although something like this looks really big up here, it's what's going on under there, and that just spreads and spreads and spreads, and eventually the root system, which are really shallow, they'll be coming to here, and they'll be, I dare say, they'll be touching here, and that's why we don't want to be tractoring up and down here anymore. If we were going to tractor one more time, it would be very shallow, but I'd like not to. I think I'd prefer to strim now, not damage any roots. Right then, the last little bit while we're here, I said I was going to set up a measuring system so that we can get a really good gauge of the speed that this bamboo is growing. So I've got a measuring device called a stick, and I'm going to put it next to a small shoot that's there and hammer it in, and then just put a marker on it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another stick, smaller one, fairly near to it, and then each time I come down I'll pop the camera on it. I'm not going to be doing time lapse, guys. If we did that here, I'd come back and my bloody camera would be gone. So right, I'm going to get this set up. And that's it. So I've got my positional stick, so I've put my camera on there every time. I've marked off the height it is now, so we've got day 0, and I'll come back once a day and just take a couple of seconds each time, and then once it gets to 1,000 feet high, it should make a good video. Back at the house now, and we're just going to pop these into some hormone, but I'll just talk you through the 2 different ways that you can take your cuttings. Both work, I guarantee you that. So the first way is, if you had a nice thick cutting, so thicker than this, where the branch coming out the side was quite substantial, then you'd cut both sides like that and leave your branch coming out there. Remember, it will be this area that shoots the roots out if it already hasn't done. So because these are all quite small, we won't be doing it that way. So all you do, a couple of foot long, so these are a little bit long, and then you just need to cut it about there, because obviously no roots are going to come out of there, they come out of this node here. So all of these will be cut along here and then just popped into hormone. We leave them for a couple of hours, whereas the moringa not quite so much, because it's a lot softer wood, whereas bamboo it's as hard as nails. So leave it in for a couple of hours, and then let it dry for about half an hour, and then pop it straight in. Or if you want to increase your success rate of the cuttings taken, just put them into pots with some compost and look after them that way. We don't. We probably have a success rate of cuttings taken at about, I would say, 60 to 70%. So we just put 2 in the same hole, and a lot of the time both grow, but most of the time it's just one. Very, very rarely both pop it. So that's the way we prefer to do it, but each to their own. So good luck, and we'll give you an update on the speed of the growth of the bamboo. Take care, guys. Ta-da.